So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing. And today I'm going to be talking about the up and coming fight between Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. Now this fight is set to take place on the 15th of June and it's going to be taking place in Las Vegas as well. And these two are going to headline the main event card as well, which sees Benavidez versus Gosves. I probably butchered his name again. I love butchering people's names, but it's one of them. But anyhow, this is a very good competitive fight between two very well ranked opponents. Obviously, in the lightweight division, Gervonta Davis is one of the champions as well. He's currently the WBA champion. Stevenson, is the WBC champion, where the IBF and the WBO belts are currently vacant. So Frank Martin will challenge Gervonta Davis for his WBA strap as well. Now, in terms of both opponents, I know Gervonta Davis very well. In terms of Frank Martin, not so well. He's probably hasn't really been on my radar currently, but he does have a brilliant record of 18-0. So he's got good pedigree, and he's got 12 of his 18 wins have come by KO as well. So he's currently got a 67% KO rate. Yeah, so again, this kind of shows that he is a big hitter. He's currently ranked number 5 with the Ring Magazine, number 7 as the IBF, and number 2 in the WBA. So yeah, he's ranked quite nicely in terms of the governing bodies. But as I said, in terms of his power, you know what I mean, he's got decent power. You know what I mean? And from my point of view, I don't know a lot about Frank Martin, but I'd say that he's potentially one of these up and comers. You guys can let me know in the comments below. Do you know a lot about Frank Martin? Obviously, he's up there in terms of rankings and stuff, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Obviously, who he's fought. I am going to have a look at his box rec record as well, just so I could kind of have a little bit more of an idea in terms of who Frank Martin's fought to this date and that as well. So in terms of him being busy as a fighter, yeah, he's pretty much 2, maybe 3 fights a year, which is quite good. So again, he's an active fighter. In terms of his last few opponents, however, I don't really know any of the names really. Yeah, Jerry Perez, Tyron Lucky. Yeah, I don't know his opponents that he's fought, so can't really tell you whether or not his opponents have been decent or whether or not he's just obviously been exceptional. But that's something that potentially you guys can let me know in the comments below. Now, in terms of Gervonta Davis, most hardcore boxing fans will know a lot about Gervonta Davis. He's currently 29-0 with 27 KOs to his name. He's 5'5", 67.5-inch reach, give or take, according to BoxRec. And he's got a 93.1% KO rate as well, which is very high. But again, he's not the biggest of boxers, but he makes up for it with his ferocious power, okay, which is key in a lot of his fights, because again, he just somehow finds a way to stop majority of his opponents. And he's been in there with some big names. Obviously, Ryan Garcia being one of the biggest names that he's been in there recently with. He's obviously been in there with Hector Luis Garcia as well. Good, credible opponent. Rolly Romero at the time, big hitter. Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, currently one of the champions in the division as well. And then other names as well. One of his best knockouts, which I still love to watch over and over, was against one of my favourite fighters back in days, Leo Santa Cruz as well. Brilliant fighter in his day. But yeah, his record is formidable. He's been in there with the who's who, I should say. And he's considered to be in that pound for pound list as well. And he is up there. In terms of bigger fights, though, obviously to cement his legacy, he needs to be in more bigger fights. And there's some good opponents within his weight division who I would like maybe him to go up against at some point as well. It's just whether or not him and his team could potentially make those fights happen. Recently wise, there's talk of him maybe taking on Inoue as well. Inoue is I think five weight champion, something like that. But he's a lot smaller He's a lot smaller than Gervonta Davis as well, which is not a good thing really, because you're looking at anyways what, 122 pounds. Davis is obviously competing at 135. Could even go up to 140 depending on what happens in his next few fights. But in his division, Gervonta Davis, there's some good credible opponents, as I said. Zepeda's there. You got Kambosos there. You got Lomachenko there. These are some of the names which he should be looking to probably go up against if, you know what I mean, the deal's right, sort of thing. I can't really explain it, but yeah, obviously it's all about money for these fighters. They want to get paid really, really well. But Loma could be a good one maybe before he steps up. But yeah, I can't really see him having too many more fights at 135. As I said, if he could maybe entice someone like a Loma, or depending on how the belts are shaped up around the division, he can maybe try and claim one of the other vacant titles as well, which are out there. But one thing that I can't see happening at any time soon is him facing Shakur Stevenson. Can't see that happening, just not at this present moment in time. But yeah, as I said, Davis, yeah, excellent boxer, big power for his weight, compared to his opponents as well. But in the press conference, both of these guys look very, very motivated, and they were giving it a lot of back and forth against each other. And we're just now, nearly under a month, give or take, before the fight's set to take place. So there's going to be a few more press conferences. So it'd be kind of good to see how they shape up as well, because obviously they need to try and start the fight. They are the main card. The main fight. So it obviously needs to do a lot more promoting, really. But yeah, these guys know each other really well. They've sparred with each other as well, and there's footage out there of Gervonta Davis, having a tough spar, I should say, with Frank Martin. But yeah, I don't know a lot about Martin, but I think it's a good, maybe a decent opponent to have your first fight for this year. But ideally, I'd like to see Gervonta Davis back again in the ring, maybe the latter part of the year. And he does normally have, 2 fights a year, give or take. But he does also have a lot of things going on outside of boxing as well. He's a lot of the time caught up in a lot of personal issues, in terms of him being in and out of like jail, etc., blah blah blah. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see if he could have another fight this year. But if he certainly has another fight this year, it has to be a big one, just to kind of capture the fans' imagination, sort of thing, or maybe try and be for a unification or something like that. But yeah, good fight on the 15th of June. As I said, just under a month now before this fight is set to take place. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you see this one ending? Do you see it ending in a Gervonta Davis knockout as normal, or do you reckon this one's going to go the distance, or maybe the referee could probably stop it if maybe Martin is taking a lot of punishment? In terms of Frank Martin actually causing a lot of problems for Gervonta Davis, can't really see it happening, but this is boxing and anything could kind of happen. Obviously, he is confident, he is motivated, so yeah, he will go in there with full belief, but how much belief is going to actually cause Gervonta Davis issues on the day, I don't really know, because a lot of fighters have said this in the past, and they haven't really done a lot against Gervonta Davis. And Gervonta Davis have good boxing ability as well. He's not just a knockout artist. He does set his shots up really well, and he can box when he needs to box, and he's got good evasive skills as well. In terms of him taking a lot of punishment on the chin, Pitbull Cruz caused him a lot of issues, Gervonta Davis, but whether or not Davis actually came in there fully fit, etc., we wouldn't really know. But Pitbull Cruz is probably the only fight that I remember today which caused Davis a lot of issues. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below in regards to this matchup. And as always, please subscribe and comment. Bless.